She touched her swollen belly and whispered the number to the teller. Just her balance, nothing more. But when the manager laughed and called security, the man in the corner booth lowered his newspaper. His hand, covered in tattooed symbols of power, began to tremble. He knew that voice. He knew that face. And in 3 minutes, he would own the bank. The rain hadn't stopped for 3 days, and neither had Zuri's tears. She stood outside Prestige National Bank, one hand cradling her 8-month belly, the other clutching a worn envelope. Inside was the last letter he had left her 2 years ago, before he disappeared into a world she couldn't follow. If you ever need anything, go to this bank. Account number 7934, just say your name. She hadn't wanted to. Pride had kept her working double shifts at the diner until her ankles swelled and her back screamed. But the baby was coming soon and the eviction notice was already taped to her door. Zuri pushed through the glass doors. The marble floors gleamed like ice. Crystal chandeliers threw cold light across faces that turned to stare. At her wet coat, her worn shoes, her trembling hands. She was used to being invisible. Today, she was a spectacle. In the corner booth, hidden behind a financial newspaper, sat a man who could make corporations disappear with a phone call. Kong Min didn't visit banks. Banks visited him. But today he was waiting. Intel suggested a rival family was moving money through this institution. He'd come to watch, to learn, to strike when the moment was right. His bodyguard, Jin, stood near the entrance, nearly invisible in his tailored suit. Kang Min turned a page, his movements precise, controlled. Beneath his three-piece suit were scars from knife fights and bullet wounds. On his wrist was a jade bracelet, the only soft thing he'd allowed himself to keep. It had belonged to her, the woman who'd loved him before she knew what he really was. He'd searched for 2 years. Every lead went cold. Then the door opened, and Kang Min's carefully constructed world shattered. CTA number 1. Have you ever recognized someone you thought you'd lost forever? Drop a comment below. Zuri approached the counter, her voice barely steady. I need to check my balance, please. Account 7934. The teller, a sharp-faced woman named Patricia, looked her up and down. Account number and full name? Zuri Thompson, 7934. Patricia's fingers flew across the keyboard. Her expression shifted from boredom to confusion to something darker. There's no account under that name. Please check again. I was told... Ma'am, I don't know who told you what, but you're wasting my time. Heads turned. Whispers spread like wildfire. The bank manager, Derek Castellano, strutted over. Mid-40s, tailored suit, practiced smile that didn't reach his eyes. Is there a problem? She claims she has an account, Patricia said, her tone dripping with judgment. But there's nothing here. Derek sized Zuri up. In 3 seconds, her worn coat, her pregnant belly, her trembling hands. Miss, this is a private wealth institution. Perhaps you're confused. There's a community credit union 3 blocks. I'm not confused. Zuri's voice cracked. I have the account number. Someone opened it for me. Derek laughed. Someone? And who might that be? Your baby daddy? Several customers chuckled. Security! In the corner booth, Kang Min's newspaper crumpled in his fist. That voice, that face. Zuri. His Zuri. Pregnant, alone, being humiliated. The jade bracelet on his wrist suddenly felt like it was burning. 2 years ago, he'd left her a letter, a promise, and enough money to keep her safe forever. He'd stayed away to protect her from his world. He'd mourned her in silence. But she'd come. She'd needed him. And these fools were laughing at her. Kang Min stood. His 6'3" frame unfolded like a blade being drawn. Jin's hand moved instinctively to his concealed weapon. Stop. One word, spoken quietly. The entire bank froze. Derek turned, irritation flashing across his face. Sir, this doesn't concern... He stopped mid-sentence. Kang Min walked forward with the calm of a man who'd never been told no. His dark suit was immaculate. His eyes were not. The woman, Kang Min said softly, his Korean accent wrapping around each word like silk over steel, asked for her balance. Give it to her. Derek's jaw tightened. With all due respect, sir, this is a management issue. If you'll return to your... I don't repeat myself. The temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. Jin moved closer to the counter, his presence alone a threat. Derek tried to maintain control. Look, I don't know who you think you are. Account 7934, Kang Min said, his eyes never leaving Zuri's face. Check again. Properly this time. Zuri's breath caught. She turned slowly, and their eyes met for the first time in 2 years. She knew those eyes. She'd dreamed about them every night. Min? Her voice broke. Min, is that... Don't speak. His tone was gentle despite the command. Not yet. Patricia's fingers trembled as she typed. The screen refreshed. Her face went white. There's an error in the system, she stammered. I don't understand how I... Read it, Kang Min ordered. The account, it's flagged as executive level. The balance is... She swallowed hard. $12 million. Gasps rippled through the lobby. Derek's face turned red, then pale. That's impossible. This woman, Kang Min said, stepping beside Zuri, is the mother of my child. He placed his hand gently on her belly. And if one more word of disrespect leaves your mouth, I'll buy this bank just to fire you myself. Derek stumbled backward. Zuri stared at Kang Min, tears streaming down her face. You left. You just left. I know, he whispered. And I'm sorry. Everyone out. Kang Min's voice cut through the chaos. Now! Jin moved to the door, his presence making the command non-negotiable. Customers grabbed their belongings and fled. Patricia and the other tellers scattered. Derek tried to slip away. Not you, Kang Min said without looking. You stay. Within 2 minutes, the bank was empty except for 5 people. Zuri, Kang Min, Jin, Derek, and a security guard too terrified to move. Kang Min guided Zuri to a leather chair near the manager's desk. She sank into it, her legs finally giving out. When? Kang Min asked, kneeling before her, his hand hovering over her belly but not quite touching. When is the baby due? 3 weeks. Her voice was hollow. I didn't know how to find you. You vanished. No calls, no address, just gone. I left to keep you safe. Safe? Anger flashed in her eyes. I've been alone, Min, working myself sick, crying every night wondering if you were dead, if you ever loved me at all. I loved you, he said fiercely. I love you. That's why I left. That makes no sense. My world doesn't make sense. His composure cracked. I'm not a good man, Zuri. The things I do, the people I... He stopped, his jaw clenching. If they knew about you, they'd use you, hurt you, kill you to hurt me? So you just decided for both of us? Yes. No apology, just truth. Zuri laughed bitterly. And now? Now that they've seen us together? Now that you've just announced I'm carrying your child in front of witnesses? Kang Min's expression hardened. He stood turning to Derek, who was pressed against the wall. Call your regional director. Tell him Kang Min wants to buy this bank. Today. Derek's mouth opened and closed like a fish. Now! While Derek made the call with shaking hands, Zuri pulled the worn envelope from her pocket. You left me this, she said quietly, holding up the letter. 2 years ago, after that night. Kang Min closed his eyes. He remembered that night with perfect clarity. Flashback 2 years ago. They'd met at a charity gala. She was serving champagne. He was closing a deal. Their eyes met across the room, and for the first time in his brutal life, Kang Min felt something other than cold calculation. 3 months of secret meetings, stolen kisses in dark parking lots, her laughter in his car, her hand in his. Then his enemies found out. A photo, a threat, a clear message. The woman dies or you surrender your territory. He'd left her the letter, the account, and disappeared into a war that took 6 months to win. When he finally searched for her, Zuri was gone. New apartment, new job, vanished. He'd thought she'd moved on, found someone better, someone who deserved her light. Present. I never stopped looking for you, Kang Min said. I hired investigators. I changed my name, Zuri admitted. After you left, I thought maybe you were in trouble. Maybe someone was looking for you. I didn't want to lead them to you if they found me first. The realization hit Kang Min like a bullet. She'd been protecting him. I used my middle name, Zuri. Marie became Marie Thompson. That's why I couldn't find you. His voice cracked. You were protecting me. I loved you, she whispered. Even when I hated you, I loved you. Kang Min took her hands. The baby, is it? Yours, only yours. There's never been anyone else. His world tilted. Joy, terror, rage at time lost. What's the gender? A girl. Kang Min's eyes filled with tears for the first time in 20 years. Jin brought water and food from the bank's executive lounge. Derek was on hold with corporate, his career crumbling in real time. Kang Min sat beside Zuri, his hand finally resting on her belly. The baby kicked. He flinched, then smiled. She's strong, he murmured. She has to be. Her father's a ghost and her mother's broke. But Zuri's tone had softened. You're not broke. That account... I didn't want your money, Min. I wanted you. You have me now, both of you. Zuri studied his face. The sharp jawline, the scar above his eyebrow, she'd kissed 100 times, the eyes that had haunted her dreams. What you do, your work, can you walk away from it? No. Honest, brutal. But I can protect you from it. I have resources now, power. No one touches my family. Family, she repeated. We're not married. We barely know each other anymore. Kang Min reached into his jacket and pulled out a small black box. Inside was a ring. Simple, elegant, a single diamond that caught the light. I bought this 2 years ago, the day before I left. He opened it slowly. I was going to propose, then everything went to hell. Zuri's breath caught. I'm not asking you to marry me today, he said. I know I don't deserve that. But I'm asking you to let me prove that I can be the man you need, the father she deserves. Zuri touched the ring, tears falling freely now. I was so angry, she admitted. So hurt. You still are. You should be. But I never stopped. She couldn't finish. Say it, he whispered. Please. I never stopped loving you. Kang Min pressed his forehead to hers. Then let me earn you back. One day at a time. For the first time in 2 years, Zuri felt something other than exhaustion. She felt hope. The moment shattered when the bank doors burst open. 3 men in suits stormed in, guns drawn. Not police. Something worse. Kang Min! The leader, a scarred man with dead eyes, shouted in Korean. You violated the treaty, showing your face, claiming a woman publicly, you know the rules. Jin moved immediately, positioning himself between Zuri and the threat. Kang Min stood slowly, his body a wall in front of Zuri. This doesn't concern the syndicate, Choi. Everything you do concerns us, especially when you get sloppy. Choi's eyes flicked to Zuri. Pregnant girlfriend? That's a vulnerability. We don't allow vulnerabilities. She's not part of this world. She is now. You made sure of that. Choi stepped closer. The council wants her eliminated. Standard protocol. Zuri's blood turned to ice. Kang Min's voice dropped to a lethal whisper. If you touch her, I'll burn your entire family line to ash. Bold words for a man who's outnumbered. Am I? Kang Min tilted his head slightly. The windows exploded inward. Ropes dropped. 6 men in tactical gear rappelled into the lobby, weapons trained on Choi's crew. Choi's confidence faltered. You called your army to a bank? I didn't call anyone, Kang Min said coldly. They follow me everywhere. Did you think I'd come alone? A standoff. Guns. Tension thick enough to choke on. Then Zuri stood, her hand on Kang Min's arm. Stop. He turned, shocked. Zuri, sit down. No. She stepped forward, her voice steady despite her terror. If loving me makes him weak, then maybe I'm the problem. You're not. Let me go, Min. Walk away. Protect yourself? Kang Min stared at her like she'd stabbed him. After everything, he said hoarsely, you think I'd choose survival over you? I think, she said, tears streaming, that I can't. Watch you die for me. Silence. Choi smirked. Smart woman. Walk away, girl. Save yourself. Zuri started toward the door. Kang Min didn't move, didn't breathe. Then she stopped. Her hand touched her belly. She felt their daughter kick, strong, insistent, alive. She thought about the letter, the account, the ring in the box. 2 years of absence that was actually protection. 2 years of love expressed in ways she hadn't understood. Zuri turned around. No, she said. Choi frowned. What? No, she repeated, walking back to Kang Min. I spent 2 years alone thinking I wasn't worth fighting for. I'm not doing that again. She took Kang Min's hand, her fingers lacing through his. If you want him, you go through me. Through us. Kang Min's eyes widened. Zuri, I'm tired of running, of hiding, of being afraid. She looked directly at Choi. He's the father of my child, and I'm not leaving him. Choi laughed. Taeyang, Jin, you seeing this? She thinks love matters. But Jin wasn't looking at Choi. He was looking at Kang Min's face, at the transformation happening there. The cold, calculated crime lord was gone. What remained was a man who'd just been given something worth dying for. New deal, Kang Min said quietly. I leave the syndicate, today, completely. You get my territory, my contacts, everything. No war, no blood. In exchange for? My family walks away clean, untouched, forever. Choi considered. The council won't. The council will accept. Because if they don't, I won't just burn your family. Kang Min's smile was terrifying. I'll release every secret, every transaction, every name. I'll destroy the entire organization from the inside. Choi's face went pale. So what will it be? Kang Min asked. Peace or mutually assured destruction? The standoff held for 10 agonizing seconds. Then Choi lowered his weapon. You're out, both of you. But if I ever see you again, you won't. 3 months later. The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and new beginnings. Zuri lay in the bed, exhausted and radiant, holding a tiny bundle wrapped in pink. Kang Min sat beside her, his finger gripped by an impossibly small hand, his daughter's hand. She has your eyes, Zuri whispered. She has your strength. He kissed the baby's forehead. What should we name her? Zuri smiled. I was thinking, Hope, because that's what she is. Hope Min Thompson. He tested it. Perfect. Jin knocked softly and entered. Now Kang Min's legitimate business partner, not his bodyguard. The papers are finalized. The bank is officially closed for restructuring. Derek Castellano's been fired, and the new community bank opens next week. After the standoff, Kang Min had indeed bought Prestige National Bank, then transformed it into a free community bank for struggling families. The first account opened, Zuri's. Thank you, Jin. When they were alone again, Kang Min pulled out the small black box. You said not to ask, not yet. He opened it. But I'm asking now. Zuri Marie Thompson, will you marry me? Let me spend my life proving I'm worthy of you? Of her? Zuri's eyes filled with tears. You already proved it. You walked away from everything. For you. Always for you. She held out her left hand. Yes, 1,000 times yes. He slid the ring on her finger, then kissed her. Gentle, reverent, full of promises. Baby Hope squirmed between them and they laughed. Outside, rain fell on the city, but inside that room, 3 people who'd been lost had found their way home. Kangmin whispered against Zuri's hair, I love you, both of you, forever. Forever, Zuri echoed. And finally, after years of darkness, Kangmin believed in light. What would you sacrifice for love? Tell us your story below. The end.